What's up guys, my name is Ace, and the Haunting of Verdansk event is live in Modern Warfare. It went live yesterday, and now that I've had a little bit of time to play around with it, I just wanted to share my overall thoughts on this event and how they implemented it, as well as the fact that we now have Warzone at night available. So first up, I just want to briefly touch on the multiplayer side of things. Most of this is going to be focused on the Warzone side, but for multiplayer, what they did is they implemented Gunfray, which is gunfight, but now when enemies die, they drop a tag, and if you pick that tag up, it refills your health. Then on top of that, they finally added this mode called Onslaughter. It used to be called Rupture, or at least that's what it was internally. Both teams fight to take control of a Juggernaut toward the middle of the map, and then you have to escort your teammate's Juggernaut to the enemy's spawn. This is something I've talked about and shared some early gameplay on a long time ago. It was actually just before Season 2 launched. Activision sent me some early gameplay. I think they were planning on releasing this in Season 2, but then plans changed. And every season I've been saying, like, maybe we'll get that Rupture mode where we have to escort the Juggernaut, and it just never shows up until now. Finally, they implemented it as a Halloween mode, and I think that's pretty cool to finally see that. So yeah, when it comes to multiplayer, that's pretty much it. There's also like a mosh pit, it's Halloween themed and stuff, but that's not really all that exciting. The main focus of this event is in the Warzone side of things. And the event itself has this trick-or-treat sort of loot stream. And with this, the thing I really like about it is it's not just time played. You don't just hop in and play the game and you work your way through these tiers. What you actually do is you go around Verdansk, opening those loot crates around the map, and you can collect an item randomly from one of these loot crates from each of the areas of the map, and there are 16 of them. So this really encourages you to really go out and explore the map. It's kind of like a scavenger hunt, and I think that's really cool. Once you get all 16 of these, which by the way, each one of these will give you something like an emblem or a blueprint or just something along those lines, a cosmetic item. But once you get all 16 of them, then you get a Grau variant, the Pumpkin Punisher, which is a kind of interesting blueprint. I don't really care for it all that much, but I just think it's really neat how they implemented this, because unlike a lot of the other stuff that you grind for in this game, it's not just you play the game and it happens. You can actively go out and search for these crates, and I really like that. I really like that you get much more engaged going through these challenges. And I'm definitely planning on going through and collecting all of these throughout this event. Now, additionally, as you've already been seeing in the background, Warzone at night is here. And I think they did a really good job with this. I was a little concerned that it would be way too dark and the visibility would really suck and you'd only be able to see enemies if they were within like 50 meters of you or something. But I think they did a perfect job with the lighting where they've got a big bright full moon so you can still see enemy characters pretty easily at longer ranges. And on top of that, inside buildings, they actually thought to turn the lights on instead of just leaving them as super dark, shadowy areas. And I just think overall they did a very good job implementing this. And it's such a nice change of pace. It actually feels like a fresh experience, even though we're technically on the same map. Just the fact that the lighting completely changed, it totally changes how I look at Warzone right now. And that's something that I don't feel we've really had for a long time in Warzone, or even ever. Like, they've always made minor adjustments. They added a train, they added a subway. And to me, at least, these are all like incremental changes. Same thing with the stadium opening up. And while those changes are nice, I don't feel like there's been any drastic change that completely changes up the look of the map and the way that we interact with the map until now. And I just think this is really cool for a change of pace. But this is where I want to move into the actual Zombie Royale mode that they added, which is a limited time mode for this event. And it is what you've been seeing in the background here. For those that aren't familiar with it, basically you're playing Battle Royale trios, although you don't start with a full map, so these are kind of fast games. You start with a circle already closed in a little bit on the map. And it's more or less a standard Battle Royale. However, when you die, you turn into a zombie. And as a zombie, you have 3 abilities. You can have a super jump, which is so much fun to use. I actually have a ton of fun just traversing the map. Even if I'm not getting into the action, I just find it fun to have this super jump and be using it a lot. But that's the first ability you get. The second one is a gas grenade that you can throw at enemies, which slows them down and causes them to cough and stuff, so you can use that to attack enemy players. And then finally, you get an Emp Blast, which is just an EMP. It's mainly just useful for taking out equipment. Like, yes, it also takes away the heads-up display of the enemy character for a short period of time, but that's not as big of a deal. Now, as a zombie, you do only get 1 life. So if you are killed when you are a zombie, then you're dead. Although your teammates could still buy you back if they wanted to, but you're out of the fight at that point. However, if you are a zombie, you can work toward respawning as a regular, alive person with your guns. And in order to do this, all you have to do is pick up 2 of the purple stim shots that will drop anytime a regular non-zombie player is killed. So you could even go back to your own dead body, for instance, and collect one of these stim shots. If you get 2 of them, then you immediately parachute in as a regular player again, and any guns that you had in your inventory before you became a zombie, they will be with you when you drop in, which I think is really nice and helps contribute to the mode. On top of this, when you kill zombies, they drop a ton of cash, as well as munitions boxes and self-revives, and then sometimes armor satchels as well, I've found. So it's a bit of a chaotic mode because there's lots of crazy loot going around, there's tons of money to go around, so you can buy anything you want basically whenever you want. And then also people are constantly respawning as a zombie, and then they'll respawn as another player again, and it really keeps up the pace and excitement with this mode. And overall, I'm actually having quite a good time with this mode. However, there is a big part of me that wishes that there was a different mode where I could just play as a zombie, or I could continue playing as a zombie for a longer period of time, because I find it really fun to play as a zombie, but you only get that one life, and when you die as a zombie, it's the end of it. I think a big part of me was hoping they would do something similar to the pandemic mode in Blackout, where once you die as a regular player with guns and stuff, you end up on the zombie team, and then as that zombie, you're just trying to clean up the enemy survivors. And then it becomes zombies versus survivors, essentially, but then also survivors are fighting survivors too, trying to get to that end game. With that mode, I like that once you were a zombie, you just keep going. Like, it doesn't matter if you die, you just respawn again as a zombie, and you just keep going. And I would have liked to see, or perhaps there's still a chance we'll see this maybe in the second week or something, I would like to see a mode that's kind of like that, but a little bit different. I think the problem with that pandemic mode in Blackout is when you got toward the end of the game, survivors were still fighting against survivors and zombies at the same time. And I think it would be much cooler if they did the same thing, but once you reach a certain point in the match when there's a certain number of survivors left, then they end up banding together and becoming the same team so they can't kill each other, and now it's just them versus the zombies, and they have to hold off for a certain period of time. And if they manage to hold off the zombie horde, then they win. If they don't, then the zombies win. That seems like a mode that I really want to play, especially with the mechanics that they added for the zombies in this, because like I said, I really enjoy playing as a zombie, and I want to do it more, but it would be nice to have more than just one life. But overall, that's not to say that I'm not enjoying the mode that they have in the game right now. I think it is pretty fun as a nice change of pace sort of mode. I'm sure it will get old over time. It's one of those things where it's exciting and it's new and it's interesting, but in reality, I don't think it's a super competitive mode that will draw me in for a long period of time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's everything I wanted to cover in today's video, just my basic thoughts on this event. And I gotta say, I think this is actually one of the best, if not the best event we've had in Modern Warfare. And this is the type of thing that I really hope we end up seeing in Cold War as well. I hope they keep bringing these little mini events that are themed for whatever holiday or whatever is going on at the time, and implement them like this, like fully commit to the theme of things, and actually get the players engaged with completing certain challenges or doing scavenger hunts, whatever it might be. Get people engaged rather than just rewarding them for time played during the event. I didn't even mention the stuff that's available in the store as well. I personally don't tend to buy a lot of cosmetics or anything, but I can really appreciate what they've done here, where they've got Billy from Saw, they've got Leatherface in there, and there's a few other ones, and they've got really interesting blueprints and other cosmetics. I think this is great. This event is awesome, very well executed in my opinion. So I gotta give them props for this one. They did a great job with this, in my opinion. But of course, I'd like to know in the comments section below, what do you guys think of this Halloween update that we have for Modern Warfare and this event that's going on? Do you like how they implemented things? Do you also like how Warzone is playing at night? Or do you maybe dislike some of it? Just let me know those thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.